Okay, now we got it going. I tried to play last night, but the login queue was about half an hour. The issue was it booted me out at a low number, and I didn't know I had to basically switch into mouse mode on my PS5 and then click around the screen to not get booted. Otherwise, I actually would have been in really fast. And then I didn't go to sleep earlier because I had a bunch of stuff to do, Christmas shopping, the whole spiel. And then it got to be 3 a.m. My icon didn't switch over, so I didn't know if I had Endwalker. I'd only downloaded a small update. I hadn't downloaded the full thing. I still haven't downloaded the full game, to my knowledge. I never saw the download happen. So, yeah, it still says Shadowbringers on my screen. When I launch it, it says Endwalker, obviously. I have a quest up in the corner, so that's Endwalker. Yeah, I'm going to be playing tank throughout Endwalker. I also have a samurai that is ready. Yeah, I know about the gauge. So yeah. So that's what's lines. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what we're gonna be doing. And don't want to like this. Not recommended gear. I can't use glamour plates here. Why? I'm in a sanctuary. Oh well. Alright, let's get going. My gear's all white. Is it fully repaired? No, it is not. My gear is not fully repaired. Nah, I won't get killed. The next ship to sail. Alfino. Oh, when I'm gonna get new gear. Right up the gate, the game's gonna give me a new fucking attire. Alfino is feeling the need to take stock. Let's go. Moroshu, do you have some time to talk? Yes, I do, because I'm in Endwalker. I would like to gather everyone in Dawn's Respite and together assess the situation in which we find ourselves. Let us take stock of the facts, shall we? The crisis at hand began with a sudden appearance of ominous towers in a multitude of locations throughout the world. It did. We have since learned that the structures were brought into being by an organization known as the Talafaroi. The Talafaroi stated purpose is to recreate the final day. They want to recreate 1.0's explosion. That's pretty funny. The Talafaroi's stated purpose is to recreate the final days of Aeon's past. An apocalyptic event that would result in the destruction of all we hold dear. Already have the towers of theirs been the cause of untold suffering, setting up wars and shit. Countless innocents killed and imprisoned, their faith perverted for primal summonings. And unless we find a way to deal with the corruptive aura surrounding the spires, we can't even get closer. We can't even get close enough to rescue anyone. Those shielded with the blessing of light seem to be able to resist being tempered, at least. In Shadowbringers, when we went to the other world, when we were the Warrior of Darkness, and they basically gave a ton of people the Blessing of Light. So in that world, there's a ton of adventurers that are all immune. Interesting. But after what happened to Ehrenwald and Fordola, he's hurt. We need to be very, very careful about how we are to proceed. Yet while these threats close to home are of a paramount concern, we mustn't lose sight of the situation in Garlemald. As you know, the Telafroi are under the leadership of Fandaniel and and one other delightful fellow, fucking Xenos, the Crown Prince, and our dear friend. Yeah, he's our dear friend. To date, he's reclaimed his old body, murdered Emperor Varus, plunged Garlemald into a deeper pit of chaos, full-on civil war. The capital has probably seen the worst of it for a good while there. It saw the bloodiest of fights in the Wars of Succession. But that has since changed, and in troubling ways. Oh, great, now he's speaking. During the reconnaissance, the air was not rent by the barking of cannons or the cries of discord. 'Twas an eerie fog of silence which did blanket the ruined city. The inhabitants appeared to have been tempered. With nary a word spoken did they labor to transform the palace into a soaring edifice born of nightmares. If they were indeed made thralls, it seems safe to assume that these events too were orchestrated by the Telafroi. An army of primals is awful enough, but in light of recent developments, I fear is only the prelude to an even greater catastrophe. So this story is the culmination of everything. It's the culmination of, literally everything from, I guess, 1.0, which I don't really do a lot of 1.0 stuff, but 2.0 and on. We need to devise a means to counter this threat, and quickly before our allies are overwhelmed. And all turned into fucking thralls, apparently. We will find a way in Charlian. I am sure of it. There's gonna be something. Master of Fossil, I don't know how to say that. I'll say Master 4. Master 4 comments regarding the final days were curious to say the least. The form knows more than the letting on. Tataru! Sorry to interrupt. Hello, Tataru. Hello. I love the music. We've just received word from Mistress Coryle. She said the arrangements for your visit have been finalized. Sorry. You're to head to Limsa Lumenza on board the next ship bound for Charlian. It's totally chill. And on arrival, present yourselves as associates of the students of Baldessian. Come to visit with the Order's restoration. I'm so happy. The arrangements may be settled, but what are your thoughts? They must race. They missed the race at the prospect of returning home after so long. Yeah, so the twins are they're Charlian. I'm eager to see it, of course, ahem. We set off at once. So we're gonna go see his mom and dad. His dad's kind of a dick. I did not watch the trailer. I did not want spoilers. I don't know why people watch that shit. I think that's incredibly stupid. Like the trailer that plays in the background from the title screen doesn't have any audio, so that one didn't spoil who the character was for Shadowbringers. But if you went down and watched the trailer, it gave you one of the biggest character reveals in the whole story, and it was like, now you don't get to have that moment. So I'm not watching the trailer. I don't give a shit what's in the trailer. I'll experience it as it comes up in the game. That's why would you spoil the story for yourself? And then, I mean, it's a story-based game. Play the story and experience it in real time. That's me. Tataru, then I will accompany you to the docks. You need at least one person there to wave and cry and wish you on a safe journey. Okay, Tataru. Tataru! I gotta go in style, baby. Oh, that's the new, is that the new quest, the new acceptance? Oh, yo. This weapon, by the way, this is, from Alexander from Heaven's Ward Raid. I probably should have the puppy pants on. I probably should have the puppy pants on. Here's Yoshi P. There's Yoshi P. Hey, look at the people. I'm gonna quickly change my pants. Okay, can I do it at Limza? I can do it at Limza, but I don't know where to do it at Drowning Wench? Drowning Wench. Should be the Drowning Wench at Limza. Okay, I don't actually spend a lot of time here because I don't. Ethernet. Oh, whoa. Whoa, this is different. Oh, they totally changed this. Oh, and they. Oh my god. So, what are these? What's the one? What? Can't I go to the drawing once? Isn't that a thing? I thought it was. People are playing music. I could be going the completely wrong way. Like I said, I don't spend a lot of time here. For those that do, yeah, I've got to be going the wrong way. Well, it's the way to the quest, but I'm not trying to go to the quest. I'm trying to go to, the Drowning Wench. Some people get lost in, like, Ul'dah. I'm very used to Ul'dah, so I don't really get lost there. But this place, I spend so little time here because I just get lost. That is Sage. Bunch of Reapers. Maybe the drowning went this way. What are they wearing? Crypt Lurker. Okay, so they're wearing Crypt Lurker set. I want to change my pants. Maybe you can't do that here. I don't know. I'll just go down. I don't know. I don't know this area. I'll just go to the quest. I think I'm gonna get gear anyways. I hope I like it. Yeah, I don't know why everybody's so obsessed with the bunny boy. Everyone is so obsessed with it. I don't know. And the weird obsession with it is all of the references are very specific to him being a gay twink. Like, that's the reference. It's like, ooh, I can't wait to play this. To make him gay. Like, that's literally the reference everybody's excited about. I'm like, okay. Well, they're not gay, but to each their own, I guess. Jesus Christ, people. Fuck is the NPC? Oh, Tataru. I know, people have weird things about the characters. Bunny Boys look pretty cool. I just think people have a weird obsession with wanting to make them look a specific way. But that'll die down in like a couple days.
They've almost finished loading our cargo. We should be ready to depart right on schedule. Or so I'm told.
Excellent. 'Tis nice to have a smooth beginning to one's journey, at the very least.
It's funny. Master Louis Soir came here on a ship very much like this one. And now, years later, the street urchin he befriended that day is bound for his mentor's homeland. With his mentor's grandchildren, no less.
Aye. 'Tis upon reflection that every twist of time's river and fate's whims are brought into sharp relief. Thou hast matured much in the intervening years. Wert thou not caught attempting to relieve Master Louis Soir of his purse scant moments after he made landfall upon this dock?
Oh, really? Now that's a tale I'd like to hear.
Will this be your first visit to Charlian, Sir Estinian? Sir Estinian?
Are we strangers newly met? Why this stiff formality?
I merely meant it as a professional courtesy, since we are now colleagues in an official sense.
I'd rather you dispense with the sirs, especially in private company. or I'll be forced to respond in kind. Little Lord Alphino.
You've made your point, Estinian. Painfully well.
Better.
Are you all right, Tataru? You seem positively distraught.
Distraught? Me? Don't be silly. I think it's lovely that they get to see their homeland. It's just... we're trying to thwart the schemes of an army hellbent on destroying the world. And, once again, I have to stay behind and worry that this is the last time I'll get to see my friends.
Ooh. I gotta pick an answer. Oh, I'm turning off the Wi-Fi on my phone. There we go. I'll bring them back safe and sound, I promise. No sense worrying about the things we're powerless to change. Nah. I'll bring him back, Tataru. I'll bring him back to you.
I'll hold you to that.
Tataru!
Ah, good. You're still here.
Hori Boulder. Did he get...
Coulternay,
Did he get new gear?
What brings you all this way?
We're to assist the Maelstrom and the Kobolds with a lunar
I don't know if
primal
he has new
operation.
gear.
So we thought we'd see you off before
He
heading
might.
to the tower. Flamine and the others wish you all a safe journey and promise that they'll look after things here until you return.
Shit! I was supposed to do that fucking quest. Damn it!
We will too, of course. Aye. We, your fellow Scions of the Seventh Dawn, will do our part to ensure the end of the world won't happen on our watch.
Supposed to go do her quest.
We're set to sail! All aboard for Charlian!
Yeah, it's not a place you go very often.
It's time.
Then we must delay no longer. We will contact you the moment we learn aught of value. Wish us luck.
Have a safe journey, and please, please, be careful.
We will miss Tataru.
And so you venture forth unto the unknown. A fate beyond the horizon that cannot be divined. A future undefined and in flux.
Who's narrating?
In uncertain times, naught but the simplest words of wisdom will suffice. That which lives is destined to die. Love leads to loss. Every beginning has an end. Treasure every moment, every step of your descent. And there, in the depths where souls and stars rest, find your truth.
Okay. Set 2 DPS for what?
Here. Feel. Think.
The day has barely dawned, my fellow earlier riser.
Oh, I'm loving this.
Though we're hardly alone in that. Envious of those still sleeping soundly, no doubt. Called out to you, you say? I've heard nothing myself. In any case, I dare say the sea air will do you good. Why not join the others on deck? Charlian should be coming into view at any moment.
I think this is how the original 1.0 opened up. I think this is how it opened up. There's no way we're gonna do 1.0.
My voice yet reaches you. I am glad. Hear, feel, think. And thus do we meet face to face at last. My warrior of light, guided by the crystal.
I'm gonna say why now.
After your sojourn in the First, I believe you have your answer. You have gained an understanding of what I truly am, what Hydaelyn has always been, a primal. Zodiac was created to forestall the apocalypse which threatened the ancient world, and I was brought forth to bind him. Yet 7 times now, those who would orchestrate a return to that bygone era have rejoined a shard to the god I had sundered. The greater his strength grows, the swifter does mine own diminish. The power to draw your mind into the rift betwixt is no longer mine to wield. Yet though it taxes me sorely, I dare not leave these words unsaid. Even bereft of my guidance, you and your companions have accepted the burden of this star's troubled past. A conjunction has begun to form, an intertwining of your time and mine. Wheels shudder and turn. Conflict looms. Monumental. which will decide the fate of this world and all life upon it. When you truly understand what is at stake, and your journey has prepared you to surmount the insurmountable, then shall I honor the promise made in another time, another age.
Cast your peepers to the fore, folks. Sharlayan's just over yonder.
Oh.
I will not keep you further. Your traveler's heart must yearn to behold this unfamiliar land. We shall meet again, and soon.
Oh my god. Woo! That's how I fucking start this shit. God.
Oh, what a fine morning. Oh, still a bit stiff though.
And a good morning to you too. Taking a look at the island already?
Then let's go. Let's go. Might still be room in the prow if we're lucky.
Ah, the sleepers have arisen. There she is. Good old Sharlayan.
Oh, I see it.
Oh my god.
Home. Home at last. Well, maybe not in Father's eyes. But we'll manage on our own, if we must.
You do know you're not alone in this, don't you?
Ooh.
Indeed. 'Tis as Sir Estinian said. Forget not the comrades who boarded this ship at your side, I prithee.
Thank you, my friends. We are ever grateful for your steadfast support.
Upon arrival, we will be disembarking into the heart of Sharlayan proper. There is no greater concentration of wisdom in all the world. I am confident that somewhere within that center of knowledge and learning, we will find the answers we seek.
Whew.
Sharlayan, the solitary island nation of the northern seas. Where under the watchful gaze of Thaliak, patron deity of scholars, academics hoard all manner of knowledge and secrets. Once, they deigned to accept foreign students into a distant colony maintained in the Dravanian hinterlands. How swiftly they abandoned it once the first Garlean boot set hostile foot on Ala Megan soil. so averse to the prosecution of war, these men of wisdom, your would-be allies.
I thought they'd never let us off the ship. What's next, then? Entry applications?
This is amazing.
Hopefully they find no cause to deny us.
Hasn't Charlian all but severed relations with foreign powers? Those of us without direct ties, myself included, may be refused outright.
'Tis true that, as a nation, Charlian only forms trade agreements with a select few neutral countries. But from a practical standpoint, an island cannot afford to be overly strict with its borders, especially not if that island's people are wholly devoted to the accumulation of knowledge. If one submits the proper paperwork, with satisfactory evidence of identity and intent, then foreigners may be granted entry.
May.
Quite. So let us be absolutely clear on these points before we proceed. The immigration officer will ask for your affiliation and your purpose of visit. Considering Charlian's views on intervention, I strongly suggest we avoid any mention of the Scions. Kral has laid the groundwork for us to act as associates of the students of Baldessian, and our ostensible reason for being here is to aid in their order's restoration.
Just forget all the weapons we're carrying.
Grahatir, it might expedite our progress should an actual student be seen at the head of our little group. Would you mind leading the way?
Of course. The immigration officers were this way, as I recall. Shall we? Greetings. We've just arrived and are eager to make our way into the city. Would you be so kind as to process our entry applications?
Certainly. I see by your mark you are an Archon.
I am. Grahatir of the Students of Baldessian at your service. I was assigned to an Eorzean survey team, but have returned to assist with the reformation of my order. My associates here will provide additional support.
Very good. I have paperwork detailing your group and its scheduled arrival for today. And it seems some few of your companions are also Archons. If you'll step forward, we can process those applications first.
Ishtola rule.
See how it glows? That list is etherically linked with the citizen registry kept in the main repository.
I've confirmed your status as Archons and amended your travel records accordingly. Welcome home. Now, who do we have here?
Alphino Leveilleur.
And Alizé Leveilleur.
Your applications have also been approved. Having said that, the streets are abuzz with talk of how House Leveilleur's lord disowned his young progeny.
He did.
And while such personal circumstances constitute no reason to deny you entry, I urge you to avoid exacerbating your present situation. Times are quite troubled enough already.
We shall keep that in mind.
These last two are not Sharlayan natives, but you will find their credentials are in order. An application was made in advance.
She looks up.
Name and occupation?
Oh, this makes me so happy. Should I really say adventurer? I don't know if I should say adventurer. Artisan? Champion. I probably should say that. That would probably not go well here. Oh man. I want to pick all of them. The best answer is most likely artist. They're gonna let me in like regardless. But God, what do I want to pick? Champion of the Orzea is a bad choice. It literally means I go to war and they don't like war. Adventure they might like. Artisan they most likely will enjoy. I think. But that is by far the worst choice. Champion of the Orzea is the worst. It was the worst thing I could pick. I kinda wanna pick it though. What if they deny me? What if they make me do extra quests? I don't want to do extra quests. Hate when games give me choices. I want to pick them all. Adventure by trade. I really want to pick Champion of the Orzea. I really want to pick that one. Fuck it, I'm the main character.
And it is a title well earned, I can assure you.
Oh, they just double back on it.
Adventurer by trade is what your documentation indicates.
Yes.
No mention of this particular title. Self-appointed, I take it? Either way, your employer seems willing to vouch for your character, so I shall, albeit reluctantly, grant you
okay.
Entry. Champion. And you, sir?
I love that. I'm happy I
Justinian Varlino, formerly of the Order of the Knights Dragoon in Ishgard.
Formerly, at least. And what, pray tell, is your profession now?
If you'll allow me.
I wonder who that could be. It's still Cryle. Hey, Cryle. Hello.
My associate is a mercenary, hired for his strength at arms. Surely you are aware of the dangers we often face on our forays into the wilderness.
Mistress Baldessian, if you insist on sponsoring his entry, then so be it. But while I appreciate that desperate times call for desperate measures, I find your choice of company concerning. Be advised that even a single misstep may have severe repercussions for your organization.
I have every confidence in my chosen company, dear and trusted comrades that they are. But I thank you for your concern.
So she basically said fuck off.
Cryle, It is good to see you.
Likewise. Long voyage notwithstanding, you all seem none the worse for wear. There is much to discuss, but this is hardly the place. Let's be on our way, shall we? Oh! Welcome, friends, to Sharlayan.
As your mercenary, I should hope my welcome includes a generous salary.
Well, I had to say something, Sir Taciturn.
That's so good, man. Oh! Look at all the people! Whee! I'm glad I spotted your ship coming into port. The officers are born bureaucrats and sticklers for detail. In any case, you may relax. Take a moment to get your land legs back. I like that. Alright. Alright. Let's look at this new gear. Oh, it's a weapon coffer. Item level 515. It's higher than my weapon. Oh, look at that shield. Holy shit. Flowers? Okay. No, I probably gotta read now. Okay. I had thought to launch directly into an explanation of what I've learned and how we might proceed. But this is Moroshu and Estadian's first time in Sharlayan, and for the rest of you, a homecoming that was long overdue. I like the music. Always the Endwalker theme, but it's like, oh, that's took me a minute to get it. That's cool. You must have places you wish to visit, people you're dying to see. Therefore, I propose we postpone our agenda so that you may all have sufficient time to recover from your journey and get your bearings in the city. Once you've settled in, we can reconvene at the Baldessian Annex. How does that sound? God, now we're doing Baldessian shit. This is fucking dope. 'Tis a fine suggestion. We may not be welcome at the Levier estate. Yeah, well, your mom's there. As such. But I should like to note around the neighborhood a little bit. I am equally untethered, as it were. There is no particular place that my kin call home. Still, I would not pass up the opportunity to reacquaint myself. Likewise, a quick tour of our old haunts may even get some helpful gossip. The annex was west of the Aetherite Plaza, wasn't it? I shall join you there anon. See you there. Okay, look right. Banana. I too have places I would be remiss if not visiting forthwith by thy leave. You're out. What of you, Estinian? My services as a guide are yours for the asking. Nope. Won't be necessary until we reconvene. I prefer to wander where the wind takes me. Don't do anything bad. He's just gonna walk. Yep, he's gone. He's just gonna wander around with a giant spike. Well, Raha, would you like to join us then? You've been gone for quite a while, and this would be the perfect way to refresh those dusty old memories of yours. Of course, if you'll have me. Come, Morosu. Charlian awaits. Show me around, give me some new gear. My gear's only 5'10". It should be higher, but it's not. I was lazy. Ooh, what's this guy wearing? Samurai? Eden wearing samurai? After you, my friend, I am more than content to follow your lead. Graha is now accompanying you. Keep him at your side in order to proceed with quest objectives. You can leave Graha Tia behind. I can leave him by entering a different area using the Aetherite. Oh, okay. Okay. While Graha is accompanying you, next try speaking with Cryo. Is he gonna follow me like a Final Fantasy game? All set? Then we must be on our way. Our first step, amusingly enough, will be the last stand. Cafe. Cryo is also accompanying me. Oh, it's like a Final Fantasy game! While you're accompanying, you make conversation points. It's a Final Fantasy game. Oh. I'm loving this so much. Enter the glowing area with your quest people and it will say things. Okay, so where do we go? This one? Are they gonna follow me? Oh, they're gonna follow me. Oh, they're following me! Oh, this is amazing. It's like a Final Fantasy game. Don't look at me. I'm new. I'm new. I have interneted to the harbor. What's he wearing? Oh, Crypt Lurker. Oh, okay. I need to get that. Look at this. They follow me. Oh, they follow me. This is cool. In we go. Yeah, discuss the giant statue. What? I can't see it. I can't see it. I can't see it. The path leading out towards the sea is known as the Thaliac Stoa. So named for the statue of a scholar which stands at its end. As you know, the Charlian people praise the accumulation of wisdom above all else. Thus, when Thaliac was chosen as our patron deity, it was more a matter of pragmatism, whatever the fuck. I can't speak today. Just trying to play a game fucking 4 in the morning. I'm still tired. An alignment of principles, as it were. We may have honored him with a rather impressive sculpture, yes, but our faith is not so restrictive of that, say its guardians. Individual Charlians can and do worship deities of their chosen. So it's just kind of... Discuss giant statue. It's a sight one could hardly forget, the great statue of Thaliak. As a student of Valdesian, I was usually quartered on the Isle of Val, but I would gaze upon... I see a little bat. Bat kitty. But I would gaze upon the scholar's wise features every time I returned to ship the city. Oh man, that's so cool. Ooh, there's a warp hole. Oh, that's for, I think that's for what's-his-face class. Oh, hello. And here we are, last stand. I may have mentioned this before, but although our research into nutrition and food preparation is quite extensive, the average Charlian tends to regard... We're talking about food now? Tends to regard seasonings and flavor with a certain indifference. How can I put this? The food is, bland. Okay. As encapsulated by our infamous Archon loaf, the prevailing sentiment towards cuisine is dietary value first, and taste a distant second. There was one pupil at the studium, however, who could stomach the school's insipid meals no longer, so he quit his lessons and poured all of his time into proper culinary. And so the last stand came to be, as the name implies, time to get one and only bastion of culinary arts in the Isle. I seem to recall their burger being hailed as one of the more impressive items on the menu. Oh, it should have been a hot dog, that would have been perfect. Not that I've ever had the pleasure of eating one myself. Because you were a typical Charlian when it came to cheap and convenient raha. But surely Tataru has since taught you how to appreciate well-prepared dish. We should all stop in time permits and sample the cafe's delights. Shall we press on? The stairs on the other side of the cafe there will take us to the Aetherite Plaza. Are you wearing the Charlian gear? I'm trying to see someone who's wearing the Charlian gear. No? Oop, said lock. Can I go through this? Ooh, I don't have the vendor. This is so awesome. Hey, there's like a level net person. I'm going places I shouldn't be going. Look, they're with me like a Final Fantasy game. There's people there. Oh, over here. An unusual shape, isn't it? Yeah, it's a weird thing. It's like a rock. I assure you, however, this is perfectly functioning aetheryte. Remember to attune yourself before we move on. Now, being the diligent tour guide that I am, I should make every mention of the Confluence research facility located on this very plaza. Its much vaunted discoveries are the reason Charlian stands at the forefront of teleportation technologies. In deciphering the underlying principles of Allegan aetherites, it allowed us to understand and reconstruct what is essentially a lost art. And off we go to our next destination. Northeast, okay, Marketplace. Boom. Do I have a minion out? I don't even have a minion out. This is so cool. What's this? What's this? There's something on the ground. What is it? Ooh, I can just walk into these things. Okay. Discuss bookstalls. Do you mind if I browse the shelves for a minute? There might be some hidden gems. Only a moment. How optimistic. Feel free to browse all you'd like, but we won't wait around for you. Perhaps later. These little open-air stalls are so uniquely Charlian. I'd always thought them a common sight until I visited other nations. Ooh, there's more like little blue thingies over here. Ooh, what are they doing? Oh, they're further in a quest line than I am. The Confluence. Speaking of Aetherites, those teleportation fees do add up after a while, which is why I tended to rely on far cheaper ferry services. I was pleasantly surprised when Mistress Tataru informed me that the Scions are reimbursed for teleportation costs, part of our duties. But I do find old habits are hard to break, but it is the necessary paperwork. There's the entrance of the Confluence. I have no doubt their expertise will prove useful at some point, so I suggest you remember your way here. The Confluence! Ooh, that's bright. I bet there's cool stuff in there. Is there cool stuff in here? Oh, there's crystals in there though. There's crystals! Oh, that's a cool looking character. Oh my god, that's a sage? That's a cool looking character. Where's Bow? Where's Bow? I don't know where it is. Where's the wave? I don't even know. Whee! Okay. That was a really cool looking character, to be honest. That was really cool. Let's see. Okay, where do I need to go? It wants me to go up here. I gotta get all of the Aetherite plazas. Okay, so there's... Did I get this one? I didn't get the annex. I need to get the annex. Is it in here? Huh? Is it around? Oh no! Are they gonna be able to fall down? Okay, they can fall down. Oh, he's floating. Okay, Grahal was floating. I think it'll probably take me there. So I'm just gonna follow my dots. Where's my red dots? This way. This way. Welcome to the Agora. where you can find wares, Charlie and super low. This is also used to sell questionable prototypes from the various research institutes. But I think that practice has thankfully died out. Nope, it'll come back. Damn, that's a cool looking character. Otherwise, I can think of it's probably Eden Warren, most likely. I'm gonna go to Aetherite Plaza. Back to Aetherite Plaza up north, then climb up the stairs to the building at the very top. Oh, that's cheaper here. Water feature. Oh, I can't see it. These little decorative features are typical of Australian architecture. Aside from the research wing, our headquarters on the Isle of Val were rather simple and rustic by comparison. Why are there people dancing in the water? This is a Nymphium? An area dedicated to the blessing of water. Yeah, nymph. For Charlian's, water represents more than life-sustaining liquid. It is a reminder of the Great Flood that oh, okay. The birth of our nation, as well as a symbol of knowledge that flows. This is the reasoning you see an abundance of fountains throughout the city, and okay. This is really interesting. Hey, here's people running away. Oh. The grand structure before you is the Rostra. The name refers to the original public platform erected here, upon which a form of elected representatives who deliver rations and debate policy. Although the stage has since evolved into council chambers, the nature of the forum and its duties of its members remain largely unchanged. Am I boring you, Raha? You seem awfully distracted. My apologies. From here, one can see the entire city spread out below. The vista put me in mind of my arrival in the first. Those who gathered at the Crystal Tower asked me how they might go about building a new home. Naturally, my answers were all inspired by my knowledge of the final settlements I could think of in the great city of Charlian. And bit by bit, those few buildings grew into a town, a community, the Crystarium. I can almost see its echo. I see, feel free to come up here whenever you wish. I don't think the counselors would object. Oh, I should have had a food buff on. Why haven't I had a food buff on? Would object to you enjoying the view. Such memories should be treasured. For now, however, the tour must go on. Our spectacle and sightseeing concludes with the fitting name journeys and a walk up the stairs to the east. Continue straight ahead. Somebody went in here. Ooh. We've arrived at Journey's End. History tells us this is where... We've arrived at Journey's End. History tells us this is where those who put ashore with Archon Neon built their first homes. In the present day, it serves as a residential district for the most important officials and old Charlian families. You'll see that, yeah, of course, Levier. And with that, brings it to a close. Now head to the annex. Remember the way? Yep. I remember the way. Correct. I need my stones. Ooh. Holy shit, this is Alphino's home? Yo. It was big, but it's kind of cold. Oh, I can just talk to people, like, randomly? I'm making your floor dirty, I'm sorry. Let me in. Oh, I can. I think I got... Yeah, that one's moving, so I did get this one. I believe if they're moving, then I got them. Nope. Oh, so light. Okay, if they're going light, then I got them. Right, of course, right here, as I recall. Oh. Stick to the plan and be careful. Charlian is full of educational, attended schools. Okay. Reaper, that's a Reaper ability. Just running around leaving it. I have this one. As the joyous look on Raha's face has undoubtedly informed you, this is the Baldessian Annex. If you continue up the hill, you'll arrive at the doorstep of Phenomenon. Right? Phenomenon? Yeah. But, I think we've explored enough for one day. We can take you, We've explored enough for one day, we'll take you here another time. Inside with you then. Let's see if I can make my face a little less see-through. That's probably the wrong button. Capture options. Camera options. Nope. No. I'm back, and I bought Moroshu and Raha with me. Ah, you were right about the ship. Then hello, Raha. It's nice to see you again. And it's a pleasure to finally meet you, Moroshu. I've heard many a tale of your exploits. Yeah, I do cool stuff. Ojika Tsunokoya. Ojika Tsunokoya. I'm not even gonna try that. Ojika Sunjika. Okay, Ojika Sunjika. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Ojika. Ojika. Administration officer for the students of Baldessian. He oversees the day-to-day business. Oh, it's a he. Oh, okay. I didn't know. I have a hard time with the law, though, sometimes. Oh, he oversees the day-to-day business of the annex. Ah, yes. Eureka! I've read the initial reports. Quite a shock to hear what's become of the Isle. Do take care of the opportunity to rejoin the expedition. Brought time to eat food. This place is like a second home for the students. The Isle of Val served as our main headquarters, of course, but we had occasion to visit Charlian, whether to make use of the city's research facilities, attend conferences, or procure supplies from distant shores. And the annex here was built to provide lodgings for our members while we were engaged in such activities. Ever since our former headquarters along with the island itself. Yeah. So, were the Telophoroi involved in that? Get a flower sword. And yet it feels so empty with so many lost to us. Our organization is a shell of its former self. The day will come when we will see our students rise again. But first, we must ensure that the Telophoroi fall. Through that door to the left is the main hall, where we discuss our options moving forward. Bang! Once everyone arrives, that is, you'll probably have time to rest before our discussions begin in earnest. And to the right is food hall. I'm guessing? I don't know. Oh, private quarters. I've had private quarters prepared for you in Andren, in the Andren. So please feel free to make yourself at home. Ah, the nap rooms. Perfect for an afternoon doze. Oh, I didn't mean to give you the wrong impression of me. The chambers are quite well appointed. Far more than some cheap roadside inn you may have been acquainted with. I don't know, I skipped it. Just simply, we were often so busy with our research and exhausted from journeys abroad that we would slip into the Andren, steal a few winks. And thus they became known amongst the students as nap rooms, even if many such naps might be well into the morning. Say the word, I'll be happy to send you to your chamber. Hopefully the others won't be too long in the coming. I'll wait for you all in the main hall. Man, that's cool. That's a cool character. Is there a person? Oh, that's the, okay. I need to get all of the... Yeah, I've got this. Okay, so these are the ones I have. That's the one I'm at. So I don't have the Studium one. That is so nice to just be like, oh hey, you don't have this one. Go get it. God, that's so nice. Yeah, I didn't grab this one. Oh, okay, I have it for tonight. Well, then I'm gonna go back to... God, look at how... Oh my god, the quality of life is so good. Oh my god. Cause I'm always forgetting where things are. Feeling refreshed and alert. Our colleagues will be wandering in soon, so I suggest we wait here. Give me the new gear. Give me the gear. Give me the Charlie gear.
Pray forgive me. I was delayed.
It's fine, Urianger. We're all here now.
Let's get down to business then, shall we? Come what may, we must prevent the Telophoroi's plans from coming to fruition. At present, I see two paths for gathering the information which may aid us in achieving that goal. The first involves an investigation into the change which has come over Sharlayan, not to mention the recent inscrutable behavior of the Forum. As most of you know, the 99 members of the Forum are elected from the general populace. This alone guarantees a plethora of opinion with regards to foreign policy. The bibliotheques, for example, are a group of conservatives which would have Sharlayan focus on recording history, while remaining entirely uninvolved in the making of it. And at the other extreme, we have advocates for proactive diplomacy and direct intervention. My grandfather Galef was one such member, as was Archon Louisois. Yet despite our diverse factions and philosophies, the recent vote to deny Eorzea's request for assistance was unanimous. Even more concerning was the fact that many cited other, more pressing duties as justification for their recalcitrance.
Fortuno's refusal in Gridania had those same undertones. 'Twas as if, having stared unblinking into the face of impending doom, it simply turned away to pursue something more important. But what could that possibly be?
A mystery indeed, and one which I ask for your help to solve. Our future may depend on it. As for our second potential path, it concerns a request made directly to the students of Baldessian. Our organization was founded primarily to study strange and unexplained phenomena the world over. Mysterious relics and ruins, arcane disturbances, and so forth. Compared to our more isolationist Sharlayan colleagues, we have strong connections overseas, namely with scholars and academics who share our passion for the unknown. The request in question comes from one such acquaintance, Nidana, an alchemist residing in distant Favner. Her missive describes the sudden appearance of a tower, and the subsequent summoning of what I can only assume is a lunar primal. In response to this threat, the satrap of Radzat-Han, the individual who governs the city-state, has instructed the alchemists to find a means to deal with the spire.
The artisans of that land are heirs to an ancient tradition, one rather unlike that of their Uldan counterparts. 'Tis possible, nay, probable, that they have gleaned truths unattainable by Eorzea or her Far Eastern allies.
They do, in fact, appear to have a strategy in mind, though it will require further research. To that end, they have requested an introduction to a capable warrior shielded by the blessing of light.
Assuming we divide our forces to pursue both of Kral's lines of inquiry, then having you join the group heading to Thavnair would seem the obvious choice. But the investigation in Sharlayan is of vital importance as well. Equal, I think, to the Thavnairian one, given that the fate of the world may hinge on the results of both.
Yes, it is quite the quandary. Though it is a great imposition and an altogether too common one, our efforts would be more likely to succeed were you to lead the charge on both fronts. You are indeed our champion. As to which task to tackle first, we will defer to your decision. Let us next decide how everyone else might best be assigned. As for myself, I shall continue what I've begun in Sharlayan. I should also like to steal the services of an Archon or two.
And thereby gain access to a greater range of reading material. I will help with that.
Allow me to offer my assistance. I have some small amount of experience in the field of research.
Alize and I would also like to help, if you would have us.
Anything to understand even a fraction of what our father and the Forum might be thinking.
Of course, the more the merrier.
Right. The rest of us will make the journey to Thavnair. Thoughts? Objections?
I passed through Thavnair on my way to infiltrate the Empire, and though I'm not qualified to give a guided tour, I did gain a sense of where things lie.
I'll be happy to have you along then. So for this group, it will be you, me, and Urianger.
Give me a moment afterwards, and I'll supply you with all the details of Nadana's request. Consider this hall our rendezvous point once our respective tasks are complete. May our investigations prove fruitful.
I'll move my camera up a little bit. Don't fall off, don't fall off. That small bump was too high. I know I shouldn't have touched it. Let me see. There we go. That's better. It's higher than. Oh. Valdesian set. Oh. Okay. Maybe some more Valdesian stuff. What's this? Food? Or something? Yeah, I want the gear. And unsettling changes come over Charlian, but together we will divine the underlying cause of the form's callousness. As I mentioned before, however, questioning the counselors directly is a fruitless endeavor. They seem to have already come to a consensus on what and how little they're willing to divulge. Which is why I began scouring Charlian's archive and historical records for any hint on the final days. Oh, here's the map. Suffice to say that progress has been slow. There are also many dusty pages one can skim in a day. There are also only so many dusty pages one can skim in a day. But now that I have this band of willing reinforcements, research goes swifter. Let us reconvene outside the new minion, whatever. Exit the annex to the right and you'll find us waiting. I like that sound effect. I should get him too. How do they... Is that Garuda? Fairy Garuda? That's Garuda. What is that? I'm just gonna do this one. I'll come back and do that one. Damn. That gear looks nice. So where is he? Over here. Oh, what are they doing over here? What's everybody doing over here? Ooh. My directions are easy enough to follow, I hope. In any case, we stand now before the doors of the Numium. Charlene's grandest collection of books and tomes. The building is actually only the entrance, one of many. The archives of the Numium extended deep beneath the surface like roots of a tree. The vast halls of the great Google Library pale in comparison. Okay. Any citizen of Charlene is free to enter and pursue things. I've dispatched Istil and Raha to investigate those. Meanwhile, Alize and Albino will help me continue through stacks of Your status presents more of a problem. As a non-citizen, you are only permitted to browse the first floor of the entrance. Even so, there should be a number of books available. Your task will be to find and study relevant publications. I promise you a working knowledge of those subjects will be made easier to find. Let us be about it, shall we? Told the others to meet us in the stone benches. Ooh. Okay, white scion. Dude, this is clean, motherfuckers! What's this? I mean, I could just like look for the congestion of people. During the chaos of the 6th Umbral Calamity, Archon Neon, founder of Charleon, bore witness to the madness and savagery of men brought to the brink of despair upon raising a settlement on an island in the northern empty. He instructed his people thus: renounce the ways of war and pursue enlightenment through knowledge and reason. The Charleans took to heart the words of the Savior, and thenceforth served as stewards of wisdom. Upon a foundation of accumulated learning, they built a homeland unlike any other, a nation born from strength of mind rather than strength of arms. With knowledge of economics came shrewd trading. With knowledge of agriculture became beautiful crops. Engineering brought wells and sewers, ending squabbles over water. Wealth of enterprise could be bartered for wealth of coin. And the more their wisdom spread throughout the world, the more mankind as a whole would thrive. And so it was that no matter of trials and tribulations of the age of the citizens of Charleon would live by the founder's teaching, for the sake of a better tomorrow, for the sake of a brighter star. They would eschew tools of war, with the knowledge to deliver the world. My beloved seekers of knowledge, you have ever put learning before your health, and neglected to feed the rest of your body. Okay. For all the world's mysteries divide us direct or abandon. We have very few years in life to reach our goals. Thus do I share this with your mantra. I am forever 20 summers young. The number itself is unimportant. This could be the 19th, the 23rd, or the 4th. Whatever age you are, when you discover this manual, let that be the age to inspire you. Through mindful, healthy living, you will extend the time available to you. Someone's reading out loud, I'm not used to it. Through mindful, healthy living, will you extend the time available to spend upon your chosen research, another day, another moon, another summer, to grasp at the greater truths you pursue. In the pages that follow, we will explore the secrets of maintaining one's physical condition. Okay, so those are like, yeah. I already clicked. Guess I did not. Have you ever gazed at the skies above and contemplated the mysteries containing therein? I speak not of shifting cloud patterns, but of the vastness beyond, of the sun and the twinkling tapestry of the night. Twinkling. Some think the dome above us to be finite space, yet among the leading thinkers of our age, one scholar's depiction of a boundless sea of stars has firmly taken root. Alas, this heavenly sea remains unreachable, an unknowable destination. There are few indeed who can explain in satisfactory detail why our own star is believed to revolve around the sun. It was the technologies of Aleg who came closest to understanding the laws which govern the starry abyss. It was they who launched Dalamud and sought to expand beyond our earthbound existence. Having read of their ancient ambitions, I wonder, has your interest in this field of study waxed or waned? What if I were to tell you that the eternal constellations were arranged differently in the distant past? That their positions continue to shift almost imperceptibly, but measurably as we journey into the future? Would it shock you to learn that the stars drift further and further apart, and may indeed do so forever? Are you eager to learn more? The book was the wrong subject. In the years which followed the founding of Charlian, civic policy and other matters of importance were decided at the Ecclesia, a public forum at which every citizen was eligible to speak. As the city's population grew, however, this format became increasingly impractical. A large number of participants gave rise to ever larger debates, resulting in significant delays of vital resolutions. Okay, so this is just about them choosing the members. Many years ago, on the banks of the Thaliak, in the Derivian hinterlands, a Charlian colony once thrived. This settlement was originally established as a mere outpost to study the etherical sea in the year 1311 of the 6th astral era. Scholars dispatched to Eorzea found the facilities wanting, and their demands encouraged but gradual expansion in the structures and services. As rumors spread of a growing community of academics, the area was further imbued with Eorzean students hoping to share in the renowned wisdom of the Sharlayans. 50 years later, the Forum passed a motion to recognize what had become a flourishing town as an official Sharlayan colony. Eorzean residents took up calling the colony itself Sharlayan, which led to no small amount of confusion when discussions turned to the subject of the motherland. In response, some Sharlayan inhabitants, if pressed for a name, would simply refer to it as Emporium. Following the Great Exodus, however, goblins and treasure hunters claimed for themselves the corner of the abandoned colony and gave it yet another name, Idleshire. Long, long ago, on the Isle of the Northern Sea, there lived a Rhodogrin. I don't even know how to say them. Lived a Ro man named Nyan. Nyan was a student of astrology. He was divined that a flood of terrifying proportions would soon sweep over the land of Eorzea. So it was that he built a gigantic ship, assembled a crew, and set sail for that imperiled realm. The flood arrived as foretold, and to their horror of the strangely churning waters drove the people towards the ocean. It was there, however, that Nyan's crew hauled them aboard the Ark. But the danger had not passed. A towering wave approached, threatening to smash the vessel to pieces. With only moments to spare, Nyan wove a mighty spell of teleportation and shifted the entire ship safely atop some spine. Refugees of the surrounding regions huddled there alongside them, but it was not long before disputes over a dwindling supply of food led to violence and bloodshed. Saddened by the sight, Nyan gathered him and his crew and the grateful passengers and abandoned the Ark to those reddened peaks. They journeyed to the coast, where they built a new ship, intent upon returning to the northern seas. They landed on the beach of an island and settled upon that very spot. That settlement prospered and grew, and in time became the city of Sharlayan we live on to this day. Hey, look, everybody just disappeared. Oop. Sorry, were you waiting long? I wanted to make sure I'd borrowed at least a few promising volumes. Alfino and Cryle should also be along shortly. I was delayed in similar fashion. As far as I could see, no titles in the Archon stacks mention the final days specifically, so we have no choice but to start with the tangentially relevant tomes, if they are even that. At present, the plan is to skim through as quickly as we dare, and share our discoveries as we make them. It would be nice to invite everyone to the estate. Plenty of comfortable places to read, and a ready supply of hot tea. Your place is not like comfortable; it's just all stone. Oh, I was quite fond of reading outside. But it's not about the little pleasures, is it? You miss your home. It's been difficult. After our arrival, we managed to speak with one of the family servants and ask how things were. It seems our dear father has instructed the staff that even if Alfina and I were to return to Charlian, we were not allowed across the threshold. A harsh measure indeed. I hope that our efforts to understand his position, and that of the Forum, will perhaps lead to a reconciliation. We'll mend this rift one day. I'm certain of it. And what of you, Graha? Have you been to visit your family? Or do they not live in the city? Well, my situation is a little complicated. I was raised in Charlian, yes, but I was born further away. Ooh, good little tune. In the southern reaches of Islabard, in fact. For generations, my people dwelt in Corvos, the coastal region opposite the island of Thavnar. The Alligans founded a city in that fertile land, and by ship brought in the subjugated tribes of the Makote to serve as laborers. Of course, the massive earthquakes and the Fourth Umbral Calamity brought an end to the Empire's reign, and when the Fifth Calamity froze the sea solid, many of the tribes still living in the Corvos were able to journey back to Eorzea. My ancestors, however, chose to remain, that they might prevent the remnants of Alligan technology from being misused. Isn't Corvos under Garlean rule? For the past 50 years, yes. Some semblance of local culture remains, as is the case for most imperial provinces. But Garlemald renamed the region Locus Aminos. When I was a boy, a nearby town came under the jurisdiction of an illustrious imperial family, the nobles of House Darnus. House Darnus demonstrated a singular interest in Alligan civilization, and so my tribe was forced to consider a plan of action. For some time already, voices had been raised in favor of abandoning our ancient customs. After all, the Alligan eye no longer passed to our eldest children as reliably as it once had. Fear of discovery eventually tipped the scales, and the decision was made to bury our ties to the knowledge and traditions of the Allig. As the last child born with the Alligan eye, I was given over to the custody of friends in the students of Baldessian, who had me registered as a Charlian citizen. I never even considered, forgive me. It was an unkind question. Even Thancred was taken in by Archon Louisois, was he not? Stories of adopted wives and rescued orphans are more common among Charlians than you might think. Yet regardless of our origins, we are all provided with an equal opportunity to learn. And with sufficient perspicacity, we outsiders can even earn the vaunted title of Archon. 'Tis exactly he wiggles his ears. 'Tis exactly why I have such love for this country. And why I wish it to remain a nation in which its citizens can be proud. Another reason to get to the bottom of the forum's stubbornness, aside from the trifling matter of our impending doom. Excuse us while we try to make some headway with these books, Moroshu. More company should be arriving any minute now. Whoa! There's somebody here? And everyone just staring down. Man, my neck hurts. We've returned with our selections. Although I must say, the pickings were quite slim indeed. Mistress Kryle has already flickered through every history book devoted to disasters, and more than a few which barely made mention of them. Oh, they're just chilling in the back. I actually wasn't noticing that. As such, we will be looking into research papers of the Umbral calamities, as well as articles written by prominent forum members. Perhaps their knowledge of the final days comes from an unexpected source. Speaking of which, might I ask you a few questions related to the final days? I'm the only one here who didn't witness the events of Amarant firsthand, and I fear I may be overlooking critical details. This gear is clean. My thanks. Now where to begin? First things first. What kind of phenomenon did the ancients encounter as the final days drew near? I guess I'll pick that one. Oh, okay. If we were speaking of the phenomenon that caused the final days, I was thinking they were talking about Heidelin and Zodiark, but yeah. The chaos of creation magics ran rampant, is what first comes to mind when I fear despair and manifestation. I can't fucking read today. Creation magics fucked everything up, apparently. Not Heidelin and Zodiark. They were done after. That more or less aligns with my understanding, if only the arts of creation had survived until the present day. We might have had something substantial to analyze. To the best of your knowledge, however, those techniques were not preserved or passed on. Istola surmises that the closest known magic is that of the summoning rituals promulgated by the Asians. Was there aught else to note heralded the approach of the final days? I don't know. I'm assuming that one. I don't know, man. Then why do you ask me questions if I'm not allowed to answer correctly? The ground was crying out. See, that could have been... It could have been the quest that I didn't do, which would be the weapon quests. I didn't do any of them. There were a lot of other quests I didn't get to. So they're gonna go speak with some stuff. Last but not least, would you describe how the ancients sought to quell this unprecedented calamity? They knocked Alamut. They summoned Zodiark. With Elitibus serving as his heart. So many gave themselves in sacrifice to bring him into being. We do not know exactly how Zodiark brought salvation to the star, only that by his godlike will were the laws of nature set aright. Then, once the balance was redressed, the ancients offered up further sacrifice to heal the ravages of the final days. Lives sprouted anew, and it was these fledgling souls they intend to render unto Zodiark, a trade that would have allowed them to resurrect the shades of loved ones absorbed by the primal. Or might have, had Venat and her followers not manifested their opposition in the form of Hydaelyn. And then Hydaelyn split the world. Detailed review. After I click 2 wrong answers. It does make me wonder what the Telophoroi truly mean when they speak of bringing back the final days. We've seen that they are doing with these towers is forcing people to summon primals. A kind of catalyst? Are they attempting to mirror the conditions caused by unstable creation of magics? Are they simply using the final days as a figure of speech? A convenient metaphor for the scale of destruction they plan to unleash? But this is all just pointless conjecture at this stage. Let us return to our attention to the form, shall we? We should keep an eye out for Istola. But this time, we begin studying these research papers. Give me the leg gear. I'm the last, am I? Well, my extended search of the Archon stacks produced 1 or 2 possibly useful books, but I wouldn't get your hopes up. If you recall, Orion J had learned of the source's reflections from whatever the Garoon oracles for its potential to cause panic and confusion. That tome was deemed Apocrypta and sealed away in a great Google library. 'Tis even less likely that knowledge of the unsundered world, not to mention the horrors of the final days, would be left sitting on a shelf for any curious scholar to find. It stands to reason that my colleagues, be the archons or counselors, should perforce by largely ignorance of the subject. Yet when you confronted Master 4 with knowledge of the Telophoroi, and their machinations. He scoffed at the suggestion that they posed a threat. He seemed adamant that the Forum would know the final days were truly upon us, which only supports the conclusion that whatever privileged wisdom is guiding the Forum's behavior, it's being kept in secret from the rest of the nation. Not that I mean to excuse myself from reading duty, whether they contain or mention the final days or no. These books could yet reveal something to us. You weren't thinking of leaving, were you? There's plenty of work for everyone. This game is what I'm doing tonight. Although I do gotta make dinner in a little while. You labor for what feels like an age, as you stole his research assistant. Oh dear, you look exhausted, but what of your studies? Were you able to find any books? And the day was well spent. Okay, for the moment though, I suggest you take well-deserved rest. Okay, thank God. Okay, so it was these. Did the headpiece. Look, where's the quest symbol? Ready for a tea break? Oh. Last stand in the harbor, coming to there. Okay. Ooh, this is a quest. Ooh, quest. Forgive me, I was just thinking out loud. I made plans to meet my paramour. You see, rendezvous at last. Remember the Forum. So busy, even more than usual. It said living memory. How the hell did you get that title? Thank you so much, my tardy sweetheart. Isn't that where I'm going? I probably can't just like jump off. Nope, I didn't think so. Let's go on the XP. Boom! There we go. What are they talking about in the OC chat? Okay, let's go talk to Alize. As busy as ever, I see. How barely Charlian. No other gourmet cafe is sprung out. Why don't we ask a few questions to move the city? I'm interested to hear what the average citizen has to say about the Telophoroi. We might even learn something. So it's just gonna keep doing this throughout the entire game. It's just gonna keep on doing. I get it. So it's gonna keep on doing this stuff. Yeah. What is it? Can a man not enjoy a private respite? You misunderstood, sir. We're simply wondering if you knew about the Telophoroi. Oh, we're just asking about, you know, the most dangerous groups in the world. I heard you were disowned, not barbaric whims. Well. That's just bullshit me to expect civility. Come on, Alize. Let's go. Yes, I don't believe I've had the pleasure. Pray excuse the interruption, but I was hoping to share your thoughts on the most dangerous group in the world. My goodness, if it isn't young Miss Livior. My apologies, but I work at the Office of the Warm Reeds Master of Hall. I see, sorry to bother you. Welcome, sir. What can I do for you, Dickon? His name is Dickon. His name is Dickon. Okay, come on. What is it? Well, it's a little Miss Alize. You're not so small anymore. Far too long. I'm just gonna say Dickon. But that's his Dick on. I'm not calling him Dick on. Jesus Christ, score. The owner of the Last Stand. I used to frequent this cafe quite a bit when I was at the studium. Just seems like ages ago. I remember having you and Master Alphino with you. But you never came. You left and you never came back. It's been years. What the fuck were you doing over there? Well, lately there's been gossip about your father disowning the pair of you. It's complicated. And I hadn't expected a complete strangers to be so familiar with our situation so quickly. Well, it is House Levier. No matter how discreet Master 4 may have been, news of your family's doings never seems to stay secret for long. Things being the way they are, what brings you back to the city now of all times? So you obviously know something. We have questions, and only Charlian has the answers. Tell me, have you heard anything about an apocalypse called the Final Days? You've heard something. What, like the end of the world? Nothing like that, I'm afraid. But that's what you're here to find? Information on this apocalypse? Damn, my character looks fucking badass. I see the gloves and the helmet now. Yet, whatever we can learn, unfortunately your patrons appear to be unwilling to speak to me. I wish there was more I could do to help. I could stop feeding them. But, maybe you're a visitor, Charlie, aren't you? Yep, and I'll make this look good. Then few will know your face. We should be able to pass you off as a server. Okay, Square. We've just finished preparing a few orders, strike up a friendly conversation, and bring them the food. Not bad, I hate to admit it, but that is a smooth move, baby. That's the spirit. Pay attention now. I'll explain each of the dishes that need to go. The tea is for the chatty group by the water's edge. The omelet is for one of our regulars. Okay, why? I don't know if he's a regular. A Highlander, Giesel, sitting outside the table with a friend of hers. Behind them is the Mikote, ordered the lobster. Given all that, okay. I already forgot where they go. This is the tea set. Oh, my lovely tea. Thank you. The Talafroy who? I'm sorry, I've never heard of them. The Final Days. My friends and I are somewhat uninformed when it comes to current events now. If you wanted to hear about ritual arcane practices of the 6th Astral Era, well, that's not helpful. What? I forgot. No, the cat boy wants the oven baked lobster. I'm guessing. Ah, finally. What, the Thlopperway? Oh yes, I remember seeing that name in the latest Gazette. Know some grand claim about the Final Days. Some old senseless warmongering. When will these fools get tired of spilling each other's blood? Best to stay out of it. The Forum made the right choice. Oh, did I hit the right thing? Ah. We brought you your lobster, kind sir. The Final Days, the first I've heard of it. Although, that would explain my friend being rushed off his feet. I don't know what a gleaner is. They're collectors of a sort. Travel this world procuring things I haven't got here in Starlian, priceless books, and a whole bunch of things. So, the name folk who trail after the reapers in the fields, picking up every little grain missed. The Talafroy make good on their audacious threats, and uncalculated rarities can be lost forever. Harbor, okay. So loot goblins are out there. Any trouble with the customers? Well, we got some loot goblins. Give me the heads up. Interesting. Let's see, I'm unaware of the Final Days. Bag needs printing. He has nothing to offer. Gossip of the city. In any case, thank you for doing some good work out there. Well, didn't tip me. Let's enjoy a drink somewhere, shall we? Maybe this place, far away from the gossiping. Is that where we're going? Okay. Yes, far away from everybody else. No one's here. Yes, this should do nicely. Out of the way. Yep, because there's no one here. Be voiced, be voiced, be voiced.
When our father disowned us, I couldn't believe what I was hearing. It wasn't until much later that his words began to sink in, that I began to feel the weight of what it meant. Do you remember when the decision was made to come to Sharlayan? Grahar said that the Forum was determined to keep us in the dark, and that Father's venomous performance was part of that strategy, to keep us at arm's length. Perhaps it was. Father argued with Grandfather on many occasions, but never with such dismissive contempt. And when he demanded what justifies the sacrifices we make in war, I honestly didn't know what to say. Neither did Alpha know, I know, but never for one moment did I believe we had made the wrong choice. So all I could do was fume silently. It was only afterwards that I realized how childish I had been, how being stubborn and self-righteous must run in the family. If I could have just mustered a civil response, then things might have turned out differently. They must be ferrying goods to Labyrinthos. A vast complex beneath the island. Sharlayan is famous for archiving knowledge from around the world. Well, that knowledge is not preserved exclusively in dusty tomes and desiccated samples. Our living library, comprised of all manner of flora and fauna, is housed and studied within that underground facility. Still, that did seem to be an unusually large shipment. When I lived here, it was rare to even see such cargo transported by boat. Wait! Didn't you hear something in the last stand about the gleaners coming and going more than usual? Well, I think they're the ones we saw manning those boats. And gleaners answer to the Forum. If the appearance of the Telophoroi prompted this sudden burst of activity, then Labyrinthos may hold a clue as to what the Forum is planning.
Deep beneath the scholar's city shines a false sun within a fabricated sky. In any age exist those who consider the floor an extension of their bookshelves, and this vault's architects surely belonged to that special breed. If the stack grows too high, start a new one. If no room remains, then make more rooms. A simple solution at first, and then bit by bit, a profound transformation. Knowledge buried beneath knowledge, a growing, creeping labyrinth from which there is no escape.
This is awesome.
Not what you expected. I must admit, the artifice is very convincing. But I assure you that we are beneath Sharlayan itself. The breeze you feel, the flowing waters you hear, all created by the hand of man.
The island is volcanic, you see, and once upon a time this great hollow must have been a reservoir for magma. It was discovered some 400 years ago, at which point it was repurposed as a storage facility for scrolls and samples and such. Renovations have continued, with nigh on no interruption to this day, with the lower levels still undergoing expansion.
Aren't those people gleaners?
Aye, judging by their dress. They are said to work alone as a rule, but 'twould seem that rule is being enthusiastically broken today. It may be as you suspected, that they are engaged in a task apart from the norm.
Let's spread out and get some answers then.
Ugh. Did you call to me just now? No. How odd. I must be a bit dizzy from the descent. I'll be fine, I'm sure. Let's get to work, shall we?
Either Hydaelyn or Zodiark, I'll do her. I wonder if it's Zodiark. Wouldn't that be something? Or Hydaelyn, but yeah. Alright, I think I'm gonna end it there. My head's killing me. Maybe we'll get back on later. Later, guys.